get on this. Okay, guys, so welcome to our first week of Director Bound. I'm so excited to have such a great big group. We've got a couple other directors on here too, which is exciting. One of the things we always talk about in the meet and greets is that all of our director team that we're very, we work together, we inspire and encourage and train all together. So as you become part of our part of the leader team, that you'll sort of just meld right into that. But I always love for you guys to see the other directors. Most of you here, all of you here, except for Caitlin, are directly on my first team. You guys are my directors right now. Lisa, I heard from two of yours, and I'll tell you about that afterwards. Caitlin is on Katrina's team, right, Caitlin? Yeah. So, but that again, so Katrina's not here, but you've got us, and there's always directors around, and that's just sort of how we jive. So I would love, because you guys are going to see each other now, you guys are going to all be BFFs by the next 4 weeks, which is really going to be fun. I would love if you guys just each went through and we just sort of start this out and do name, where you live, and again, how long you've been a consultant. I always think that that's interesting. It's fun with this group because most of you, Caitlin, you're fairly new, and you probably are the one that's been here the longest besides the directors, out of the consultants on here. So that's exciting. So Alex, you start first. Your name, where you live, and how long you've been a consultant.
All right. So I'm Alex Kelly. I live in Gardner, just bought a house here. It's very exciting. I recently re-signed up in April, so I've only been at it for a month again, but I've done it in the past since Junie was a toddler, I think. So,
yeah.
A good 7 years back, on and off.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So good.
I'm a month strong right now.
Yay! That's awesome. So I'm just going by the boxes because I'll say, so you guys know I'm Anna. I live in Monmouth, Maine, and I've been a consultant for, it'll be 19 years next month. It'll be 19 years for me. So, all right, Shannon, your turn. Director Shannon. Next semester. I don't know what I'm thinking.
There are no more semesters.
Yeah.
My name is Shannon. I live in Bath, Maine, and 7.5 years this time we've been with the company.
Yeah, she's come back and around a few times. Yeah. Good. Thanks, Shan. All right, Kelly.
Oh, me. Hi, I'm Kelly. I am from Columbus, Ohio. This is my second time as a paper chef consultant. I worked with the company about 23 years ago when my daughter was 2 years old. So I'm excited to be back, and I've been having really great shows. I've been reporting to Anna. I just don't know what to do with this virtual show. Like, it's kind of blowing my mind a little bit, but I'm scared to death to recruit. So I need all of your support to help me get through this incredibly difficult task for me.
I'm sure nobody else on this call knows how you feel, Kelly. I'm sure nobody does. No, that's awesome. You are in the right place. You're in the right place. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. Good. Good, Kelly. All right, Barbara, your turn.
Sorry, I had to unmute. I'm Barbara. I live in Oakland, Maine, and I just signed on about a month ago. I had done this once before, but not for too long, a couple of years ago.
So good. Awesome. Thanks, Barbara. And Meredith?
Hi, I'm Meredith. I live in Vassaboro, Maine. I signed on April 15th, and this is my second time. I've sold back in, gosh, it was over 20 years ago for a little bit while my kids were younger. So I'm back at it.
Good. That's awesome. Isn't this crazy of how many people on this call have been here around about again? This is their second time of it. I love it.
Right.
Good. Good, because Jackie is the same way. Jackie, it's your turn.
Hi, I'm Jackie Medeiros. I live in Richmond, Maine, and I actually signed on 15 years ago with Anna. And I can't remember, I did it for a number of years, and then my life changed quite dramatically. I became involved with foreign exchange students, and I've been doing that, but I'm furloughed now. And so, although I want to stick with it, I just don't think it's going to be like it used to be as I was a manager. So I'm back. I signed on April 25th. Yeah, I'm not real scared about recruiting because I had a team as a manager for Green Heart, but I signed on another one of my exchange people, one of the other women, and so I have Janine now that is a consultant, and I'm going to the hairdresser tomorrow, and I think she's going to sign on as well. So,
Wow.
Jackie actually, and she doesn't remember this because I think you became a director and then just stuff sort of. Jackie was actually a director on our team for a short period of time too.
Yeah,
but I think
yeah.
it was right before you were getting really involved in the green and like so you sort of it wasn't at that point. This we're just at a different place, so that's
When I
good.
signed on to start with placing exchange students, it kind of went crazy. Like all of a sudden, I had like 25 families, and I was just, I mean, it just took off quite quickly, which, as you can all imagine with COVID, it's not going real well.
No.
And if I can make this all happen and make the same kind of income, I just won't,
This will take a lot less of your life than what you would do with the Green Heart.
I hope so, because I used to work 90 hours a week.
I remember. Well,
but
good. Well,
it's not that I didn't love it, because I love being with people, and I loved recruiting host families.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I do. I love the public. So, but I'm far from afraid of saying to somebody, you need to be on my team, and this is why.
There, listen to that, Kelly. You just don't even ask them. You just tell people they need to get on.
You have to, be assertive.
I'm working on that.
Yeah. All right. Let's have
teach
Lisa. Director Lisa Curry. She's going to be next.
Hey, everybody. I am from Charleston, South Carolina, and I just celebrated my 1-year anniversary with Pampered Chef. I was a customer for well over 20 years, but I joined last May and became a director in February.
And I'll tell you, when she signed up, she was not going to recruit, and she did not want to have a team for months.
I wasn't going to do anything.
She wasn't going to do it. Nothing. I told her, well, you should really, nope, not do it. She was like a top seller on her team. She was not doing any of it. So we'll have another call. Lisa will share what changed her mind and what happened. Good. All right, good. How about you, Caitlin?
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm from Londonderry, New Hampshire. Anna said I'm on Katrina's team, and I joined back in October. Kind of had the same mentality since I started. I'm not assertive, didn't want anything to do with recruiting, just wanted to sell, but Katrina's been swaying me in that direction, so I definitely need to with that.
It gets in your blood, Caitlin. Trust me.
And you just can't help it. Good. Good. We're going to make it way less scary. I promise. Good. All right. And how about you, Shelly?
My name is Shelly Lavasser. I live in Palmyra. I just started April 20th. Never sold Pampered Chef before, and I have somebody that's actually attempting to sign as we speak. And she'll be my second, and I have another girl that's signing up Wednesday. So that'd be number 3.
Awesome. Good. I always talk about Shelly as our little spitfire, because how tall are you, Shelly?
4'6".
4'6". So we want my 6-footness to stand next to Shelly someday, and you'll see where she comes up to my hips. Good.
Yep. Allergy kicking my butt today, and I have a headache, so I'm not my bubbly self.
You what is kicking you?
My allergies and my headache, so I'm not
Oh, yeah. I was just talking about that with somebody else. They're horrible right now. So, all right, we'll let you just sort of be
Yeah, I'm just
Today,
here.
Meredith, right? That's all we're letting her. Because Shelly is
right.
actually on Meredith's team. So that's
Yeah.
what's sort of fun here too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Lori Libby, your turn.
Y'all are making me homesick. Grew up in Richmond, taught in Monmouth, lived in West Gardner, and last year I moved up to Blaine, Maine, which is halfway between Holton and Presque Isle.
Oh my word. Is there still snow on
And
the ground?
in spots. We got 18 inches when you guys got that dusting.
Ugh.
Yeah, I was not happy about that. But anyway, and I've been off and on doing this for, I don't know, 2.5 years, maybe 3. I don't know.
Yeah,
Time goes by really fast.
it does. It does. Good. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited. This is, what did we say? Third time is the charm. This is it. And Lori's ready to make some things happen.
Yes.
So good. Exciting. Exciting. Good. And Jenny Buck came on. Jenny, here, let me unmute you, Jenny. And it's never just Jenny. It's always Jenny Buck, right?
It is. I don't know why that is, though.
I don't know either. I just like it. So what we're just saying where you live and how long you've been a consultant.
I live in Salem,
Maine.
I've heard of it. I know you have, Anna.
Yes.
And Shannon's here.
Yeah.
How long have I been a consultant? I have no idea. More than 5 years.
I think way more than 5 years. 10 years?
No.
Not that long.
I was pregnant 10 years ago, and you told me I was pregnant, and the pregnancy test said I was not pregnant. I was at one of your parties, and it said the potato soup tasted awful, and it was a recipe that I love.
And I said, you're
And
probably
you
pregnant?
said you're pregnant. Well, we had been trying, and you knew that at the time.
And there.
So,
See? That's one of my other gifts in case anybody needs me to share that with you, evidently. I don't even remember that conversation. That's my other gift is I forget everything really quickly. So.
I will tell you, if you tell me that, I'm going to the nearest bridge with no water. I'm out.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, that was 10 years ago. We're all set now.
Yeah, good. You're full. Good. Awesome. Well, good. Well, thanks for doing that, guys. Again, I wanted you guys to see each other because this is our group. This is what I really hope that you guys can make this commitment for the next 4 weeks so that we're all here and that we all come through it and we're all going to celebrate each other as we go through all the fun stuff that we have. So let's start this and we're going to go through a little bit of how this is going to work. Here we go. I'm sharing. Everybody see the screen? So today we are going to talk generally about bookings and recruiting. And the success story we're going to start off with every week is going to be mostly, we'll talk about like whether, somebody might say, oh my gosh, like Kelly, like, oh my gosh, my party's like $2,500 or, if I hear that there's something really that we need to really celebrate, that's where we're going to sort of pop this in here. What I wanted to do was, oh, this is you, Lisa. That was you today. That's why it was ready. We're always going to have a timely testimony. And today I did ask Lisa, again, my forgetfulness, Lisa to share some things. And I don't even remember what I had asked you. I'm doing a bunch of other let me just get in here because I had specific questions so you guys might want to take a little bit of information on this. All right, so let me ask you this, Lisa. Before you were a director, what made you think you wanted to be a director? Like what was the thing that pulled you to think that you wanted to be a director?
Okay. Well, first of all, and we've alluded to this already, I had no desire to be a director. I just didn't. I didn't see myself in that role for a long time. And then I kept hearing from Trina and Shannon and Tori and, you know, all of the girls. Martian wasn't on at that time. And I had recently retired from teaching. So I had the time that I could put into it. And so I don't know, a light just came on. And actually, I do know. It was back in October when one of my parties led me to a new friend, Martha, who lives in Texas, and she started asking me questions about it. And when she started asking me questions, well, a lot of them I couldn't answer because I really wasn't, you know, trying to be a director. So I went to Anna. But Martha really changed my mind about it. She was excited about it and she wanted to know more about it. And so that made me want to know more about it. So I'd say it was just really finding the right person, and I wasn't looking, but happening on to the right person that kind of triggered it.
And I think that's really fun, Lisa, like to think about. I mean, because everybody on this call I know have said to me, I want more. Like, I'm in this to win it. Like, I really want to build this. But I think that that's just a testimony that, you know, we talk about this all the time, like what kind of effect people on our team have on us. Like, I think about every one of you and what kind of effect you have on me. But it does just sort of, you guys want it, but you're going to have somebody that's going to come in that's just going to like throw you over the moon, and you're just going to like want to, you know, work harder. And so let me ask you this, Lisa, just because I think you just answered all of those questions except for the one. Once you became a director, what is the thing that you were the most excited about?
Oh gosh. Well, I loved the whole, I really, the minute I became a director, I loved the whole idea behind it. I liked sharing it with, which is so unreal from where I started because I didn't want to share anything. But I did enjoy sharing it with those people that I had reached out to, and even really the ones that didn't at first show a whole lot of interest. I kept with them and not beating them over the head with it, but every once in a while I would just touch base with them again and say, hey, what do you think about this? And, you know, you came up in my thoughts the other day and I saw this and it reminded me of you, and you really could do this too.
So do you think you got better at that once you became a director?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Confidence.
I was, you know, I taught school for 33 years to 8-year-olds, and I had no problem talking in front of them and telling them what to do. But when it came to adults, I was very hesitant and not sure of myself. It was totally a different persona. But
yeah.
It has become easier, and the more you do it, the easier it becomes, obviously.
Yeah. But it's funny because we do talk about that once you become a director, you almost get like really better at all of the things you've been doing to get to that point. But again, here's, I'm going to tell you two things I'm going to tell you, and Lisa will know this too. First of all, I was thinking about one thing I'm going to tell you guys, and we're going to talk a bit about all the benefits and stuff. But the goal of the director team right now is by conference, which is at the beginning of July. So that means this month and next month that we will promote 8 more directors in our organization. So you can very well be one of these founding directors of this organization by becoming one of those 8 that we're looking to do by July 1st. So just to keep that in mind, that's really exciting. One of the other things I'm going to tell you is that when you become a director, you don't just, we work to get to the director, but those skills that you're get to become a director, you're going to keep doing those. You're never going to not be, it's not that you arrive when you become the director. It's just that first step. Because like Lisa now is working and Shannon working towards the next step. Like you just keep working up. So just to keep that in mind too. And that's the fun thing about getting to director. When we're talking about adding new people, we're always adding new people. I'm always adding new people. You know, you always want to keep doing that because that's where the fun is, but that's how your team will continue to grow. So good. So thank you, Lisa. Thank you for sharing. So let's just do a quick review, and we talked about this again. What do you need to promote to director? 5 active consultants on your team in addition to yourself, at least 750 personal sales, and then 5,000 team sales, including yours. This talks about leaders, especially on our team, we do not work to minimums. These are the minimums, but you do not want to be working to those minimums. I'm going to tell you that what we regularly say, once you become a director, those 5 active don't really matter anymore. Like, it doesn't matter. Once you become a director, all you need to worry about is the 750 and the 5,000. But any of the directors on our organization will tell us that I always have directors, I say that usually should be shooting for 2,500 personally every month. That should be your personal goal, to sell 2,500. If you do that, you'll never have to worry about the rest of it. So these are the minimums. This is what's going to get you there, but that's not what we're going to work towards. Quickly, Lisa, that's what I was waiting for Lisa to do, was to talk about some of the benefits. And you guys notice that, again, when you fast track, and there are most of you, except for Jenny and Caitlin, are in your fast track period. And that means that when you fast track by your 90-day date, which some of you, again, it's 120 days, but by that 90-day date, when we have that director thing, they're just going to throw a $500 cash bonus in your paycheck. Okay? I don't know about you, but I could use a $500 cash check, right? You know, that would be a nice thing. The other part of it is 3%, you get overrides in your personal sales. So this is when we talk about it's working smarter, not harder. You start getting 3% override on your personal sales, 3% of whatever your team sales, 3% on your first generation. So if you've got another director team under you before you go to that next level, every time, and this is for you guys right now too, do you guys know this, that when you recruit somebody, when they do their first $1,250 in sales, you get 50 Pampered Chef dollars for each of them. So that means when you get your 5 people here and we start going and they do their 12, that's 250 Pampered Chef dollars. That's like a quick cooker, right? I mean, that's like a big, like, that's a big thing. You know, that's some cookware, that's some other new stuff. You also get, when you're a director, not only do you get those overrides, but every time a consultant on your team is active, you get $10 bonus for them. So not only do you get the overrides on their sales, but you get $10 for each person that's active. So if you have 5 people that's active that month, that's an additional $50. If you have 10 people in your team that's active, that's another, you know, another $10 or another $100 in your check. So just to sort of keep that in mind, you do get a little jewelry, a little bling bling. Your incentive trips, the points for the incentive trips, you get extra ones. Can you go put it in the freezer for me, please? Thank you. They brought me ice cream, sorry. Put that in the freezer for me. Okay, and then also when you become a director, you get another 250 Pampered Chef dollars deposited in your thing. Here's the one thing I'm going to tell you guys. For those of you that have started the process of becoming directors, this is a pretty amazing month right now to become a director in June. And I'm going to tell you why. There's only 2 months out of the year that this happens. If you and it only really happens when you're a new consultant, unless you've been rocking it the last like 3 or 4 months. You will get, if you became a director as of June 1st, you would get the free, you get the entire selection of spring products, okay? Including the air fryer would show up on your doorstep. Yeah, like 2 weeks in 2 weeks, like that, right, Shannon? It's like usually like a week or 2 weeks after the thing. That's something you get when you become a director. You get the free products from the last season. But then where you come in, you're also going to be earning the director pack for fall, which is that we all get. That's going to be coming up in another couple months. Plus, you're going to get the free-for-all, which whatever you earn for the free-for-all. So this is like the 1 month where you'll get all the spring products for free, plus you'll be earning all the fall products when they come out too. So this is something, like if we've already got a good start at the director thing, if it looks like sales are there, we really need to focus on this because this would be a good month for that to happen. Again, you get more of a discount on your personal product orders, and then we've got a monthly call every month. Did any of these things surprise you guys that I just talked about?
Question.
What,
So you said
Jackie?
we have to become director by June 1st?
Meaning you would promote this month. Yes, it's like May is the month so that as of June 1st, you'd become a director. So that would mean we'd need 5 people active, 5,000 altogether in sales.
5,000 including our own?
Yes. And active just means all of those 5 just have to have 150 in sales each. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Let's talk about this program right now. So here's what you can expect from this Director Bound is, again, weekly sessions. We're going to be training. You're going to have a weekly check-in with your director, which all of you, it's me except for Caitlin. You'll do that with Katrina, but you have a weekly check-in and not long, like a 15-minute kind of thing. But we'll be scheduling those. And then again, you guys have the opportunity to network. Here's what we're going to expect from you guys. Of course, to be live. This is going to be, again, this week. I know next week is Memorial Day, but again, hopefully, because it's 8 o'clock at night, it'll be a little bit easier for everybody. But so the next 4 weeks, next 3 weeks after this time, 8 o'clock, we're going to do this. We expect from you a full party schedule. And when we talk about a full party schedule, it's 4 virtual parties each week. If you don't still have that, really that's going to be our first focus, because you've got to have this to have enough people to do what we're going to talk about doing. It's all about enough. It's about being in front of enough people, having enough leads. So that's really what we're going to be working towards. Being willing to share the opportunity, which we're going to talk about that, and then again, commit to the 15-minute check-ins. Does anybody have any questions about that? We're good. Okay, we're getting to the training, I promise. Okay, so here's what we this is what we call, we're going to have something called a mindset moment. And again, we've done introduction, so we've really gone through a bunch of this already, or a lot of other things that are stretching this a little bit longer. But we're going to have a small part every time called this mindset moment. And it really is, our mind is such a powerful thing. It affects the way that we think. It affects our results. And the first thing we're going to talk about is stretching yourself. So as you start this journey, you're going to enjoy many successes. And of course, not everything's going to go as planned. It never does. But we're going to ask you to stretch and believe in the system. So what we're teaching you, we're just going to ask that you really you work on this. So I'm going to have you just everybody we're going to do this. Put your hands above your head and just stretch as high as you can reach. Okay. Now I want you to stretch a little bit higher. You see if you do it a little bit more. I think everybody's seeing my double chin. Now stretch a little bit higher, a little bit more. Good, I see you do that. See, are you amazed when I said the first time stretch as high as you can, that you actually could stretch higher, right? And even just a little bit more. And that's what we're going to do. When I ask you to stretch one more time, you're going to find in this program that we're going to maybe ask you to stretch just a little bit further than you think is possible. You're going to be encouraged. We're going to ask you again to be accountable. And that's a big thing. A lot of times I think accountability is something that's so like, oh, she's going to be checking to see if I do this. But that gives you, that is going to be the key, I think. And a lot of the directors can probably say this on here. The accountability is the key that keeps them moving. And it always has been. That's going to be, otherwise, again, we have to be self-motivated. And sometimes that's hard to do there as well. Okay, so let's talk about bookings. We're going to talk pretty generally about bookings. I was supposed to share this training with another director, Heidi Coffin, but she is ill tonight. So I, though, think I can handle it. I think I've been around the block a little bit that I can handle the whole thing. Are you okay to listen to me the whole time? Meredith, is that okay?
Yeah.
You're so good to me, Meredith. Okay, so here's what so again, the booking, we know bookings are building blocks of our business, that we've got to have this. I say this all the time when you guys are new consultants. I can't even teach you how to do a party until you got parties booked, right? We've got to have them. Those are what, I know Shelly has said this to me, actually. I've got all these bookings because I can't do anything until I have those all set up. So that's where we're really going to find your leads and to get that. So let's talk about this. I'm going to tell you this right now, and this again goes back to that 4 parties a week. Successful leaders hold at least 2 in-person or 4 virtual parties a week. Reason being, again, is we know that 4 virtual parties will put you in front of enough people to get enough leads and to be able to do everything. Here's what I'm going to tell you. If your schedule is not booked, that here's the commitment I'm going to ask you to make, that you're going to make 30 contacts a day until your calendar is fully booked. This is something that we do. I go back to it once in a while. For some reason, I recruited a whole bunch of people, lost a bunch of bookings. I'll go back to that, making 30 contacts a day until my calendar is fully booked. Let's talk about who those contacts would be. Your friends, your family, Facebook contacts. Right now, I'm going to tell you the best contacts are those people that you see post a picture of their dinner every day, right? Or they who's posting? Do you see that? You scroll through, somebody is posting, other than Pampered Chef Consultants, is posting what they're eating every day. Those are the people that I would contact and say, because they're obviously love food, obviously love recipes, obviously are hanging out on Facebook an awful long time. So that would be a great one too. Any of your past customers, so those of you that have been around for a little bit, we can go back to them, talk about the new specials. If somebody tells you last month when you asked them if they wanted to have a party and they said no, that does not mean that they don't want to have a party this month. A lot of times that does not mean no, not ever. That just might mean no, not then. So it's definitely worth going back to customers and checking in with them too. I'm going to tell you too, one of the things we talk about words is the desperation versus determination. And this, I think, is sometimes what we're afraid of. We're afraid of coming across desperate. We're afraid of coming across being pushy or salesy or scared. Desperation it lacks confidence. You're focusing on you, not them. It's not going to help you get bookings, or at least not going to help you get good bookings. When you get desperate bookings, a lot of times people are doing it just to help you, and it may, and sometimes they work out, but sometimes you end up with a lot of times at new consultants, we find a lot of those people that wanted to help you at the beginning, and they don't always help a whole lot anyway. And again, this is the kind of desperation verbiage. If you can help me out, I need help, I'm trying to reach my goal and just need, there are times for that, but I don't think all the time, that it's just on a daily, we don't want to have that desperation. We want to more be determined. We want to be confident, curious, flexible. We want to have, demonstrate genuine excitement for your work, which I know you guys do. You're all excited about your business. You want to, your authentic desire to share it. The language would be, I thought of you because I'd love to help you get. Wouldn't it be fun to? I just had this conversation with you guys. Know when it comes to sales, period, that we were just having a conversation about this, that sales really, all it is finding a solution for somebody. That's what it's providing solutions to somebody. That's when we talk about sales, that's all you're doing. So it's not when we talk about pushy and stuff, that's not really what sales are. It's just being able to find that for them. So again, it's all about thinking about this determination language. It's all about your potential host. How can you serve them? How can you solve their problems in the kitchen? How can you add a little bit more fun to their day? These are all the different reasons. And again, these are great reasons of what we can offer to people right now in the midst of everything that's going on. We can serve them with recipes. We can solve their problems if budgets are tight or they're trying to eat what's out of the pantry. You know, and maybe just how to add a little bit more fun when you do. I know Shelly does the little live things all the time on her page, you know, doing recipes and stuff. But again, even if you just took a picture of what you had for dinner, that's going to, you know, something that's going to be a little bit more fun for their day. If you're having something better than I'm having, it's going to add some fun to my day. So anybody have any questions about desperation versus determination language? 30 contacts a day. If our schedule's not filled up yet, that's what we're going to do. Next week, we're going to talk about how to get the parties from your parties. So we're going to talk about how to get those bookings from your parties and make sure your calendar's full. But this is, again, when we just need to get that, it's going to really just take those contacts. But that's not 30 contacts a day is not what you got to do all the time. That's just till we get your schedule, you know, get your schedule booked. So here's when we're making those contacts, you're going to focus on fun, friends, free, and then you're going to finalize. You're going to set that party. So again, I always talk about this fun, all the fun, talk about maybe the recipes, what they're going to love about it, mention friends, how much fun everybody's going to have together, and then again, how much free. And you know, it's always a good point to share too, that, you know, not everybody, I'm like the biggest bargain clearance queen there is. So like, if you tell me I'm going to get something for free, I'm going to do what it needs to take to get that. But not everybody is like that. Some people don't really care about that. They would more like the social part of it. And not everybody is all about that. They just want the recipes. So it's really important when you're sharing with people about bookings, it's not just a conversation about how much free they can get, because some people might not give a crap. You know, like they might really be focusing on something else. So just to sort of keep that in mind as well. I have these examples. I will post these for you guys because I don't think we need to go through, but let's just think about, I'm just going to go through like how. So here's an example. Hey, Sarah, it's Stacy. I'm not sure if you remember me. We met at Mary's Pampered Chef Party in March. So this would be going back to somebody. I'm so excited because there's some incredible things going on at Pampered Chef. And I thought of, because I know you love to eat healthy, would you like to know more? So, you know, that was really catering it to her because I guess if you remember that she likes to eat healthy, you know, but that's where you'd sort of, you know, focus in. And then again, when she says yes, here's what we talk about. The fun of a party theme. This is what the recipes are. The fun, the daily games, the raffle prizes, that's all going to be fun for the friends to get everybody together. And then she talks about how much free. Do you see how that is? That it incorporates all of that, because only maybe one of those will be a touch point for those people. Would it be helpful if I posted these in the group for you guys? Verbiage? Yeah. Okay. Again, here's some more example. This is for you guys, new consultants. Hey, Chris, how are you? Did you see my exciting announcement on Facebook? I made a big decision to start my own Pampered Chef business. I was curious if you'd be up for letting me spoil you with our amazing rewards as one of my very first hosts. The party lasts about whatever. It's super fun, convenient for everybody. What do you think? Want to grab some friends? So again, it sort of goes through all of the different F's to make that good. And then again, here's some other sort of word. But there's a document I will put in the files that will have all of the word choices that we're using tonight, so you can go back to those. Okay? Here's the most important thing I'm going to tell you guys. If you haven't started this already, I don't have one. My notebooks are upstairs. You're going to want a notebook. You're going to want to be able to track. If you're making 30 contacts a day, if you're writing 30 messages, you absolutely want to be able to keep a track of who you've messaged and what their answer has been, whether it's no answer. You want to be able to track, okay, I messaged Mary, you know, yesterday. She hasn't gotten back to me. I'm following up. So I make sure that I note that I followed up. But, you know, I want to be able to look and see at a glance where everybody is. The other important thing is that I can tell you that the numbers are 1 and whatever are going to actually book. You want to be able to look and see if your numbers are that same, you know, the same. I know I've talked to some of you and you're like, oh my gosh, I messaged 5 people and I got 4 bookings. Like, that's really great odds, you know, but I want to know too, if you message 40 people and only got 1 booking, like, that's probably not great odds, something's wrong. Like, let's talk about what we're doing. So this is how we can know that. Good, thank you. Lisa has a steno pad, but this is where you really want to make sure you don't lose track of your progress. You want to grab one of these and just keep notes in there. The follow-up too, again, it doesn't, but when they don't respond, I've told you guys this, it doesn't mean no. It could mean they're cooking dinner, or could mean they're driving, or they're working. So here's what, after you send that first message, 24 hours later, you send one back and say, hey, I'll tell you what I said. Hey, what do you think? If you've sent it and you wait another day, they still haven't answered, I would say, this is what I say. So this is, if you're blowing me off, this is what you're going to know I'm going to do. I'm going to go, oh my God, Shelly, are you okay? They will answer you right back. If they think they're blowing you off and all of a sudden they think you're really concerned about them, they will message you back. I promise you. So ask them if they're okay, because they're going to come back and they'll do. And then again, after the 3rd message, I usually, you know, go, should I call 911? No, I don't do that. But I, you know, like, that's sort of how my thing goes. If they're not getting back to me, I want to make sure that they go. And again, keep following up until they say no, and give them permission to say no. You know, I've done that before too. I'm leaving this in your court. I would just rather them tell me a no, you know, than just sort of leave it there. But these are just really important things to remember as you go through your business, you know, when we're talking about booking up your calendar. Okay. Now let's talk about recruiting. I know we're running out of time because we're probably, yeah, oh no, oh, we have like 10 minutes. Okay, so let's talk about recruiting. So I will tell you, and I always say this, that sharing the business opportunity is one of the most important activities that we're going to focus, and you're going to focus on during your journey toward directorship. One of the things I'm going to tell you is that when we're talking about recruiting, we are talking about, and it's very common, like Kelly shared, that she's scared to death of it. We tend to make a really big deal about sharing the business opportunity, way more than it is. We have people, if you think about when you made the decision to become a consultant, was it really, like, it was exciting, but it wasn't like an earth-shattering. Like, if you really think about it, that I'm going to tell you guys this straight. If you have somebody that orders one of the kits, they get all of those products, and they just do not do one gosh darn thing with Pampered Chef, nobody comes and takes their kit from them. They're not like tied to the company. There's no legal documents here, okay? It is not a big deal for somebody to get started with Pampered Chef. I truly don't believe that anybody ever starts with Pampered Chef without being successful in some way. But just to keep that in mind, that, yeah, there's no kit police. No kit police, Jackie. So there is not, so it is not a big deal for somebody to start a Pampered Chef business. And especially now when it's so virtual, when we can actually give them exactly, just like we've given you guys exactly what to do, the host coaching, the templates. Not everybody is going to be do their parties just like me or have the same personality. Not everybody's going to have the same personality as Shelly. Not everybody's going to have the same personality as Lisa. And that's okay. We all need everything. But just to know that, then one thing to say in your head, it is not a big deal to become a Pampered Chef consultant. And sometimes that takes some of the pressure off. Let's talk about this. I would love for you guys, take out your little notepad real quick. And I really want you guys to create a list real quickly. And some of you have already done this before, but let's create a list of some people that we know in our lives that maybe we need to make sure that we reach out and ask this. So think about somebody first in your life that needs some extra income. We all must know somebody in our life that needs some extra income, that just was just complaining that the car broke down, or we know they're furloughed, or, you know, things are getting rough. How about somebody in your life that you think maybe needs some more fun in their life? Somebody that, you know, maybe, I mean, God forbid, maybe they're going through a divorce, or maybe they're you know, empty nest syndrome. I have that a lot of times, and all of a sudden now we don't have kids in the house. What am I supposed to do with myself? You know, maybe, you know, just that really could use something for themselves, especially in this time. If you've got single friends that are home by themselves, that you know, that this could be something really fun that could be a good lifeline for them. Think of people maybe that have the same similar, you know, a situation similar to yours. Maybe somebody you just would love to work with, that you just love, that would be wicked fun to be on your team. I'm going to tell you that your past, and we're going to talk about this next month, or next week, your past and upcoming hosts. We're going to talk a lot about your hosts, because to me, your hosts have just made like the premature step to becoming a consultant. So we already know those hosts love Pampered Chef. They love getting their friends together. So think about those past and upcoming hosts. Maybe people in your parties. Kelly, right now, you've got this huge, great party. I'm sure you've got some rock star guests at that party that are like commenting on everything. They're all those. Do you have some of those?
I do. I actually have one that asked to have a party.
Yeah, see?
Flat out.
Somebody that would be a rock star guest that we would want to. You and I would talk about this and talk about the words, but we're gonna ask them about if they want to be a consultant. If they have thought about this, we're gonna talk about the words for that. But they are perfect ones to do that. But here's something that we're talking about next week too with the parties, is that I'm gonna tell you that you know for a fact that your amazing rock star team members very well could be not rock star guests. They could be the ones hiding in the shadows and not answering. So that's something that we've got to be careful when we talk about really, you know, asking everybody. School teachers, who do we know as a school teacher? Shannon is a school teacher. Listen, school teachers, first of all, have all kinds of extra time on their hands. A lot of them do right now because they're home, first of all. But second of all, not only that, but they are going to be off for the summer, right? Sitting by the beach or the pool. And this is a great way. A lot of them are looking and always looking for a seasonal job.
Anna, I'm going to interrupt you. Your audio is really wonky. You're like all echoing.
For the whole time, or just recently?
It just started just a minute or two ago.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, you sound like you're an alien.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Let me, this is something I'm going to do. I'm going to mute everybody. I'm going to mute everybody else and see if that helps. Okay, better now? Oh. Now is that better? You sound fine to me. I wonder if I go out, what happens? Can I go back in? Can I just leave?
That's what I just did. I came back in.
End it for yourself and not the whole group, and then come back.
Well, because you're host, but I think you can.
I'm assigning Shannon as the I have to sign in and host, so I'm going to assign Shannon